Founded in 1955, DFCC Bank is one of the oldest development banks not just in Sri Lanka but in Asia as well. It's a unique institution, private sector in form, but more like a public-private partnership in outlook. The bank was set up under an Act of Parliament to give rise to the post-independent industrial growth through private sector participation. Today on FinTech Connect, we've been given the opportunity to speak with the bank's CEO, Mr. Lakshman Silva, who is partly responsible for the dynamic development that DFCC has experienced in recent years. I'm Lalanga Dhanapala. Thanks for checking in. Stay tuned to find out about how the process of digitalization with FinTech Google impacted DFCC as a whole. Well, Mr. Silva, thank you so much for allowing us into your space this morning, and we appreciate your time. I know you're a very busy man, so thank you for allowing us to speak with you this morning. My first question to you is DFCC. You've been the CEO for how many years, and what would you say has been the highlight of your journey here at DFCC?
Thank you, Lalanga, for giving me this opportunity, and it's a pleasure having you in our office. DFCC Bank is about 65 years old now, and we are one of the oldest development banks in this country, this part of the world. And we were set up by a special act of parliament originally to support the enterprises and the commercial ventures in Sri Lanka. To startups, and DFCC had done a wonderful job in the years where they have actually taken the pioneer status into venturing, and there are successful stories in this country where DFCC had actually started in a small scale with our customers who are now very big. So DFCC had a heritage of development banking, and one of the oldest in Asia as well. And one of the first banks in Sri Lanka to get listed in the Colombo Stock Exchange. So it's in that sense that we are very pioneer. And we ran through this operation for a long period of time, and we were supported with lots of foreign collaborators, World Bank, Asian Development Bank, Japanese Investment Bank, European Investment Bank, so-called all those agencies which were interested in developing Sri Lanka had a hand with DFCC Bank. So they had collaborations. And in fact, when we set up originally DFCC, DEG was one of our shareholders. So I think we have actually had the best international relations. When you look at Sri Lankan banking community, we are the best. We had the best international relations with all these agencies and the financial institutions who had some dealings with Sri Lanka. Right. So over the years, although we did that, when the country became from lower income level to a middle income country, the donor agencies, the lending agencies became more commercialized, focused on developing got reduced. So as a result, either the status quo of DFCC as a development bank and also the kind of things that DFCC could do alone got limited. And in addition to that, regulatory framework, regulatory structure in Sri Lanka of managing financial institutions got changed. So there weren't any kind of advantages of operating a development bank as per se. So as a result, I think, and also looking at clients' requirements, clients became more versatile, new generation of customers, looking at new avenues of financing, and not only development banking, they wanted commercial banking and other financial needs. Looking at all those requirements, in 2003, DFCC decided to venture into a new commercial bank enterprise, and we went and set up a separate company called DFCC Vardhana Bank. And we operated that company for almost 12 years, and I was made the CEO of that company, and been at DFCC for now 32 years. I'm one of the oldest employees of this bank. So I was given the responsibility by the board that the DFCC at that time to run the commercial banking enterprise. So I had to hire new people, I had to get our people's mindset change in the DFCC whole development banking mindset, and we were a very successful bank. And at that time, DFCC Vardhana was known as the fastest growing commercial bank in this country, and we set up the largest number of network in the country, and we got, because all that because of the DFCC heritage. We had a long customer base, and with the introduction of the commercial banking, we were able to acquire new clients to the DFCC as well. So we were not limited to development banking, we got into commercial banking as well.
Right. So basically, in terms of evolution and change, sounds like your people as DFCC, you're accustomed to shifting and transforming according to the need. So when it came to FinTech Google coming on board and your decision to digitalize the bank, how was that received by your team?
Yeah, I mean, you actually pointed out a correct information, DFCC, because I don't think there is any other institution in Sri Lanka which had this transformational journey. If you really look at, even in terms of employees who were used to do development banking, converting themselves into commercial banking was a challenge. And since we had actually agile young professionals in this institution in both the banks at that particular time before the merger, and after the merger in 2015, integrate them seamlessly and not having any kind of issues and providing seamless service to the clients was mainly possible because of the agility of the staff. Staff has to get first adjusted, and then their mindset had to get changed, and they quickly focused into the new arena of banking that we were trying to do. In 2015, we decided that we now become a commercial bank, but having the focus of development banking. Even the regulator, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, had wanted us to continue with our development banking effort. So there is a uniqueness. Even in our regulation, the central bank regulations, we need to focus on development banking. So we are not giving up our development banking focus. None of the customers will be not looked at, neglected, and we will be doing our development banking focus, giving the pioneering status for whatever the project that comes on board in Sri Lanka, where it will provide adequate productivity, improvement, growth to the country. We will be part of that journey. And in the meantime, we also cannot forget the commercial banking activity, because now we are a commercial bank. So therefore, the whole focus of ours, aim, objectives, deliverables, everything got slightly changed. And now we are into a journey where we are going to provide a seamless customer service for commercial banking services to all our clients. So in 2017, we decided that we must go with a change in our mindset, and we are now called as a bank for everyone. So it is actually a unique proposition that we provide in Sri Lanka. One side we provide the development banking, other side we are providing the commercial banking. Now, your question about how we got adjusted to Google, even traditionally we had our IT systems. One of the Sri Lankan first banks to launch the seamless commercial banking systems in Sri Lanka. But in that, you find there were certain limitations. So Google was an up and coming product which has many features for customers, and we were the first to get into Google platforms, where we had our planning in Google using Google modules, and we launched our planning thing. And also in our communications, all we got transformed into Google.
I think it's safe to say that to be able to be sustainable, to last in this ever-changing society, you do need to have a very close-knit infrastructure, and that the people learn to work together on the same wavelength, basically. So would you say that Google allowed you to find a whole new frequency, that you became that much more efficient in your delivery of whatever service. Did you find that that was a positive that you experienced?
Yeah, prior to we got into Google, and we had our own softwares that we were using. So some of the limitations that I found is that, you know, now in DFCC, if you really look at our staff strength, maybe about 70% are young people in the age groups of about 20 to 40. You know, their mindsets are very different. They are very novel. The thinking is different, and you know, technology also we need to provide to those people as it is. So you know, the systems that we had was not providing that agility, mobility, people to move around and work. You know, I mean, good old days we used to sit and work on desk. I mean, that's the way that we used to work. But now most of the things are being done through mobiles and various other equipment that they use. So we find that the productivity levels, the work satisfaction, and all that goes improves when the people has the mobility. So even currently our HR systems are like that, and you know, your attendants are not, you know, not required to come to the bank itself, and you can mark your attendance from wherever you are. So all that has been possible due to this technology that was introduced through Google, I think.
Right.
I think so. We are fascinated by that.
Yeah. So the younger generation, obviously, it was just second nature to them. How was the transition for the older staff? Did you?
I mean, it's difficult. Always changes are not easily transformed into anything. I mean, but only fact is that we don't have many older people in the DFCC bank. You know, but although there are some people who had got used to various other systems, but I think to be fair by them, they got switched into the new systems as quickly as possible, and they got used to the new systems. And I know now all our journeys, customer journeys. In fact, not only the staff, we have to look at the customers as well. We actually are having a focus of becoming one of the best digital banks in this country. So we have set a plan for that, and by 2025 we need to get into that, and we know that we don't carry any baggages, and therefore we have always the ability to change.
Right.
So that's an advantage of DFCC Bank. Not only the systems, the people, the customers, everybody's like that. So it's not a traditional bank. So as a result, we quickly get into the new phase of life in technology.
Right, and that was going to be my next question to you. Obviously, the customers had to receive this change. Were there any glitches that popped up as you made this transition that you found were challenging to overcome?
Any transition is not smooth. It's slightly difficult. Like employees, even the customers have got used to certain type of methodology of receiving transactions, confirmations, the way they handle banking transactions. So they are very different. And also the conversation. Now I know some of the clients do prefer to meet the bank officials face to face, on site. They don't like, you know, we do distant banking. Some don't like only do correspondent banking. So there are different types of clients, and depending on the clients that we need to serve. But by and large, I see in this country, transformation into new technology is becoming an important thing. If you really compare like countries like India, to that matter, and our suburbs around the Asian countries, we are actually far behind on those. If you really look at banking technology, we are far ahead of them. But in fact, when we had to transform banking into real transactional banking, we are a little behind. So I think that is to be expected, because we went through a bad period of time in this country.
Absolutely.
So we are coming out of a civil war, and it's barely about 10 years. So stability, political instability, all those had affected in Sri Lankan banking. But I believe we are taking the correct step. DFCC Bank is taking the correct step, and as I mentioned to you at the beginning, we had done many pioneering efforts in this country. So now we are very happy that in this digital transformation in banking, we take a lead role in this affair. So I think we are very serious about it. Board is very serious about it. We have set up separate units to monitor. We have separate individuals identified. They have given KPIs, and we believe that the transformation can be completed as we expect.
Right. Now, on a personal note, Fintech Consultancy, they've held your hand through the process. Just off the top of your head, what was it about Fintech Consultancy that attracted you to the company, and you felt safe that they would actually be able to handle the weight of the transition?
I mean, the approach they made to us at the initial and the kind of the presentations they made to us impressed us at the first beginning itself. And probably that we have actually come to a stage where we were looking out for a transformation. And so there were few options available to us. But I think we made the correct choice by identifying Google as our partner in this particular journey. And I think that they made a valid claim. And they stick to their promises what we agreed at the inception discussions, and ultimately I think we got the deliverables what we wanted, and enhancements that what we are looking at, the features that are available are enormous. So I mean, even currently what we use at DFCC Bank is very minimal. So I am in the process of expanding the horizon of the usage of Google, the facilities that are available now, our meetings, our invitations, all that are being done through that. So I think it's a good choice ultimately, end of the day, where we can improve our productivity and processes.
Fantastic. Did you find the customer service element to be true to its claim that they were freely available whenever you needed them? If you found yourself confronted with an issue, did you find that efficiency there for you?
I'm very happy with that actually. I'm delighted with their service standards that they have maintained. We had not had any kind of fallbacks. We never had any disputes with Google to date. Whatever the requirements that we have asked from them had been provided. I think the excellent partnership that we are carrying with Google. So I believe, I mean, when you really look at other IT solutions that are provided, the issues that we are facing, I am really happy what we have been provided by them.
Fantastic. So if we gave you the opportunity to write out a wish list, what would be on that wish list in terms of your expectation from Google, from Fintech Consultancy? What would you like to see happen in the future? What would you like to have provided for you to help you make DFCC that much more efficient and a bank for everyone?
I mean, digitalization is our way forward. There's no doubt about it. So we have now made the maximum use of Google for our internal customers, right? Looking at what we can provide to enhance their mobility, their work processes, all that being done through Google. Going forward, now what I would like the Google to look at is the future. What would we can deliver to the customers going forward?
Well, Mr. Lakshman Silva, it's been an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. Very excited about the fact that you have this revelation that digitalization is the way to go. We wish you all the very best and much success in the future. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I believe we are very serious about the relationship that we build with Google, and going forward actually many things are planned to enhance our product focus, service levels, and whatever that we want to deliver to become bank for everyone in Sri Lanka. And I believe Google are also ready with us to have a very good relationship for years.
I think so
Thank
too.
you very much for spending time and giving me this opportunity to explain mainly about DFCC, what we are going to do, and what DFCC will be in 2025. Thank you,
sir. Great. Fantastic. Thank you very much. DFCC Bank is proud to have been the wind beneath the wings of many trailblazing entrepreneurs and enterprises in the country, particularly during their early and risky startup stages. Today, many of them are leading players in sectors such as agriculture, apparel, construction, food and beverages, healthcare, manufacturing, power, telecom and tourism. With the decision to digitalize, Fintech consultancies with Google have held their hand through the process, allowing DFCC to orientate themselves in a powerful position where they can adapt and adopt to the fast-paced evolution of society, making it a sustainable and therefore dependable entity. Thanks for joining me today. Hope to catch you on the next edition of Fintech Connect, so you can find out when that will be if you hit subscribe and do like the show. I'm Lalanga Dhanapala for Fintech Connect. Please stay connected.